Hello friends, this is the horoscope for Aries for the year 2020. The year 2020 is very specific in that there are many great big planets in Capricorn, which we talked about in the previous year in many videos, some special videos about special transits as Saturn in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn. Also, there were videos about lunar nodes and eclipses. So please check those videos on my YouTube channel if you want to learn more about those transits. If you have been following those videos or some other similar videos, then by now you have already identified where those planets are for Aries people. And now I will shortly again explain what that means, the same as other transits. So people who have Sun, Ascendant and possibly Moon in Aries sign during the year 2020 will deal with the same issues as in the year 2019, with the difference that now the planet Jupiter is entering the same field, which is changing and facilitating everything significantly. Let me remind you, please, that astrology helps us to better understand ourselves and our life path, but that finally everything depends on that, on which level of spirituality is the person, So some people are influenced with those transits more, some less, and that depends on that of the level of your personal growth and spiritual growth. So, in the year 2020, Aries make big life decisions. Some have completed this process and some are yet to have a major one, depending on their personal horoscope. If you went through some important life processes, you had to make some big changes, most probably you are done, you don't have to deal with that again. But there are Aries who will have to deal with those issues in the year 2020. So since high concentration of planets is one of the most important areas of your life, it is possible to expect a some turnovers in many other areas of life, as it is career, professional success, but also regarding family status, your personal status if you are not in a family. It can influence moving, buying, selling properties and things like that, Always when there is concentration of planet in one of the cardinal houses, that influences all other areas of life, basically. At the same time, many areas have to deal this year with the issues that are concerning their public life, and many will even become popular in a way. And at the same time, they need to find the balance and establish new order in their personal or, let's say, family life. Those two areas are stressed now even more than in the year 2019. Younger Aries change their attitude towards parents, and it is possible that parents will not be um, such big authorities for them as they were before, because Aries become themselves authorities, regardless of their age, you can say also. They're becoming more responsible than ever before and more aware of that, what would they like to achieve in life. So for those who study and expect, those who are waiting to be promoted at work, this is unique year. So if they feel confident and responsible, and if they are clear of their karmic debts, to say so, then this year 2020 will be the most successful year of their life. For many, this success will continue in the next 12 years, but for majority of them, even it will last next 30 years. 2020 is also a pivotal year for the older Aries, because with all planets in the field of success, status and career, they will need to see that they have left their mark. so that they made a contribution to society, to the company they work for until now. And many more mature Aries who have already reached the maximum, or they feel this is maximum, I don't need or I can't go up anymore. They will make the decision to find new job or to do new activities purely because of the pleasure. Or it is also possible because they discover that they have new talents that they want to develop. So they will develop new talents and they will not be that much considered about career and achieving success. Aries people also have a need to show themselves and other that what they did until now, it was a big thing, as I mentioned. So hopefully they will not be disappointed as others. There is no reason for this. I think that this is really showing that they did a lot until now. They maybe need to prove that to themselves first. In this year, many other types of Aries choose to lead others or to be a role model of determination, willingness, and organization. They're organizational. They need to show that they reach the top in some organizational skills, let's say. Areas now very visible to the public, and this is the reason why they can actually easily inspire others. So they're visible, others notice them easily. Uranus emphasizes the second astrological house, which is a house of values and about the money that we make ourselves. Sometimes here we can see also money from the family. So as Aries is a fire sign, this sign likes challenges, adventures, and nighty deeds. So it's not that much concerned about money and material security or stability in general, because they are doing many things to make their life adventurous and not stable. Stability sometimes can suppress them and put them down, which they don't like actually. But when it comes to making money, they often make money because it is some sort of a challenge. They make money, of course. Aries people are among very successful businessmen or very successful artists and things like that. But it usually comes through the challenge because they're challenged to do it in a way. But in the year 2020 and later in a few other years, with Uranus in Taurus, Aries people will mainly look for some alternative ways to make money. They will be aware of money differently than until now. So it depends on that how you were understanding money and job and salary until now, because now is going to be the turn. And for each area is different. But it's interesting because in 2020, many Aries people have a possibility to make extremely big money. So if you are concerned about this, it is there. It is also important to know that eclipses are still in cardinal signs and cardinal houses for Aries people, and it will be like that until the summer of 2020. The second part of the year 2020 is showing another direction. So they don't need to be that much concerned about career and family in order to grow. They will, from the summer and autumn and later on in the year 2021, need to pay attention to completely different area of their life in order to grow and to develop their soul. So the summer of 2020 is basically the end of those processes that we are describing here mainly. In January, there are very difficult energies. It is very difficult to integrate them in January 2020. It is hard to understand them and accept them. And it is so for Aries and for many other signs. If you want to learn more about this, please have a look of my two videos about the conjunction of Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn in January 2020. We will be under this influence during the whole year, no matter that is happening in January. And you will see that this transit is crucial for future development, and you will see what to do in order to in order to concentrate yourself. So the basic thing is about this conjunction, concentration. Find this inner point, which is the point that you can rely on. Um, Otherwise, many Aries people will be influenced by political and social events during the year, and they will influence them direct through their job or somehow from the background, but they will be influenced with those things. So you need to know this, but don't worry too much about this. Your task is to follow your own how to say life path. For business success, for reaching a higher position in the company, or generally to reach something special in life, the most important will be the end of the year, when will Saturn and Jupiter meet in the second house. So that's November and December of the year 2020. It is also very significant that Mars is retrograde in Aries from July to December 2020. No, it is there from July to December. Mars is in Aries. It's very strong Mars in your sign. But it is retrograde from the 10th of September until the 14th of November. So the whole second part of the year, Mars is actually triggering Aries people and is their ruler. It is important this period, especially when it will be retrograde, so September, November. Pay attention to that time, please. With Mars that is retrograde, our night is prevented from fighting, from rushing, and from winning the first place in speed. Aries have to be the fastest one, always. So this aspect can also be deeply frustrating and even destructive, especially in October when Mars makes square to Pluto. So maybe you're asking what to do at that time. Well, it is best to find ways to ventilate that great internal pressure, maybe through sports or other activities. And if things cannot be solved, try not to force them. Do not deal with them if possible. So, just don't deal with any issue if possible, especially not with those who irritates you. Stop and deal with yourself. Try to understand what happens to you when you are prevented from taking action and why that bothers you so much. So it's time to go back to yourself and your profession and to think again about who you are and how you will present yourself to others in the future. In Jungian terminology, this will mean it is time to maybe to change the mask that you have, and you are presenting to others. The way how you present to others will change. I remind you also that Chiron is in Aries, and there is a special video that I made about Chiron in Aries. It's on YouTube. It's very significant transit for Aries people. Chiron is the archetype of a wounded healer, and he now helps Aries to heal their relationship with themselves and is teaching them to accept themselves as they are. It's quite nice transit. Neptune is in the 12th astrological house for some period, and it will be there still later on. And for artistically and spiritually oriented Aries, this is fantastic transit because it brings inspiration. It grows imagination. It makes Aries to dream big, or somehow to feel new strong connection with the divinity. In worse terms, it can lead Aries people towards alcohol, so be careful about that. During the year 2020, Jupiter and Neptune will make sextile 3 times. And then these positive aspects will develop intuition more and will allow some Aries people to realize their wildest visions, Maybe some will go to long journeys, maybe will be inspired with foreign countries or things like that, or foreign cultures, and this can be crucial for the future life of Aries Many will decide later on to move to a foreign place or things like that. They also, by being inspired, later on, Aries people can inspire others. We said they're very visible in public, so they can inspire others with their visions, and they can surely, if they're ready for that, express what they feel or which visions that they have into the public via internet or in any other way. Yeah, many will gain fame actually with all those aspects that we are mentioning here. Mercury will be 3 times retrograde during the year and will most affect the Aries people when it will be retrograde in June and July, from the 18th of June until the 12th of July in Cancer sign. In that time will be a partial eclipse in Cancer, and Aries will have opportunity to revise their family situation, and this is actually the last period when they're dealing with this issue. From the summer on, they're changing their energy into another direction, as I mentioned. So that's all for now about Aries people. You can check my webpage, symbolicthinking.net, to see that I offer there some astrology courses and seminars that are mainly not in English actually, but I have different material in English as well. I offer Thetahealing, that is a sort of energetic spiritual healing. I have different consultancy based on astrology and astrological psychology. Please note that I deal mainly with spiritual astrology, and I work with people who are interested in their personal growth. I don't deal that much with classic astrology, and I don't believe that much in predictions. I think we should not do predictions, and we should predict only in the frame of a model. That is the only thing that is possible and moral to do. So when I talk to my clients, I try to help them to discover deeper layers of their being and to clarify internal mechanisms and find the meaning of and connections of everything what they do. So if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, like it, and thank you very much in advance for that. Until next time, I wish you happiness, courage, and love in the year 2020.